Blitz creation.
Thanks, Bruce Blitz.
Bruce Blitz, you fucking savage.
Dude, I watched the CM Punk segment. Dude, what a fucking fail, bro. I mean, an absolute fail. I
told you, bro.
I mean, it was for wrestling fans. If you were a fan of CM Punk at any point in time, cool moments. Cool.
I'm the most dangerous opponent you could possibly have. That's over, bro.
Yeah,
we're almost done.
I mean, that dialogue. Yeah, see, that was always going to be the hurdle. But for me, the Rock comes back and cuts that promo. You can't see me. Oh, we all can see you. Remember that? Brock Lesnar came back, and what did he do? He F5 John Cena. Like, those were two long-awaited, highly anticipated returns, and Vince McMahon had something set up for them right off the bat, and it was working with John Cena, who, of course, we hated. But
the big star, though. John Cena's a star.
Well, I mean, he had been propped up to that spot, yes. But
actually, he's the star, not a big star.
There's a reason.
That's right, the star.
There was a reason why the roof actually came off that building when Brock F5'd him.
Because he was about to attack John.
People can like both. It's okay for people to like both.
He was the last pro wrestling heel anyone really cared about. I'll give that to John Cena. But it was all on accident.
Baby face. People love John.
Oh, sure they do.
The national hero.
Sure they do. But, I mean, think about that. Like, bam, right away. Dude, The Rock. Did you hear The Rock? And he's going after that fucking phony John Cena. Remember that guy John Cena? Yeah, that dude. Yeah, he sucks. So, like, that hooks you in. I watched this promo with CM Punk, MG.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw the part you had told me about with the little dude in the rafters. I don't even know who that guy is. I knew who Sting was. Boy, Sting looked old.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Oh crap, it's like, let the old man go home. But I guess if he's getting a paycheck, from a money mark, then good. But
Darby guy.
Yeah, I think that's what his name was. Yeah, but there was like nothing there. There was no like Jericho running out there and starting some big. I think I took a quick glance at their roster. I legitimately don't know who most of those people are. But with Jericho, just start up a feud with Jericho, because Jericho, everybody knows Jericho. Do something that's interesting. That has like an angle of emotion and reality, and they knew each other backstage, and like try to come up with an angle that looks like a shoot, like they got legitimate problems with each other. Nothing. You get oh hey man, yeah, I'm back. He like said it twice, and I'm like,
you're already there.
I mean, that's cool. I kind of figured that out when you walked out on the stage. But like, why do I need to tune in next week? Where's your hook? This is going to be the most watched segment because all returns are. What am I going to tune in for next week? You had a chance to hook me. If all of a sudden they're posting in the Discord. The viewers are posting links to, oh my gosh, you won't believe this. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin and CM Punk had a segment on Raw, and they're going to wrestle at WrestleMania. First of all, I'm going to be like, damn, Stone Cold's probably too old to be doing this. But, oh man, I'd be hooked. I'd want to see all of their segments leading up to the match, and I'd want to see the match. It'd be really interesting to see what kind of an angle Stone Cold would come up with at this age. And I think it could probably, something like that's not very realistic. But that would interest me. That would definitely interest me. But to just like, hey, I'm back. It just reminds me of the wrestling bubble mentality, where they just completely dropped the ball on a segment that a lot of people who don't care about wrestling were going to check out. And there was nothing there to hook you. Like, bro, there was nothing.
That's what I say. They wasted the return. Like, you're gonna have him wrestle him?
I guess, you know, I
Like,
mean, I don't even know who that guy
because
was.
it's gonna die down. Like the initial boost in viewers and buzz is gonna die down in a week or two. Like, you don't really want to waste that on a Darby Allin.
Dude, it had to be something. MG was like an emotional, like some type of hook, like you know, this is the cause he's fighting for, or this is the, you know, it was more of a, hey, smart marks, guess what? Yeah, I that's not a wrestling company over there. You know, I wasn't wrestling. I was doing their sports entertainment, but now I'm wrestling again. You know, just like my ROH. Like, bro, that was so fucking lame. Like, it was such a promo for like the smart marks. You know, it was a promo for the 24/7 crowd. And then you think about the fact that all of these fans that were there, they were there because of the stuff he did in WWE.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was tone deaf to what the situation is.
Awful. And the only thing, you know, in all honesty, the only thing that I was just kind of like slightly interested in, and I mean not enough to even look it up, was, wow, I wonder what they're doing with Sting. You know, but I don't need to know. Like, I saw his best years. And then, by the way, had a lot of good angles in TNA. Sting's an old man now. You know, I've seen his best stuff. I don't need to watch him. You know, I'm not watching Jean-Claude Van Damme movies with Jean-Claude at this age. But I still think he was great, you know, with what he did with his movie career. He had a lot of really good movies, but I don't need to watch him today. You know, if Jean-Claude does a movie with an up-and-coming martial arts actor, I'm not like, oh, man, like, you know, let me check this. So that was just bad. Like, that was bad. I mean, if you thought that was going to hook people for what's going to happen next, man, that was just so bad. When Kevin Nash, Detroit's own MG, when Kevin Nash powerbombed Eric Bischoff off the stage, instead of waiting till the day you had to set your VCR, it was set that night. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, I got to see what happens next. You know, there was, okay, cool, he's back, man. I wish him the best. I hope his fans have a good time watching him. And cool, but you didn't drop me in even a sliver. Big fail.
Yep, they blew it.
Yep, big fail. I mean, it could work out to where, you know, maybe they start drawing more viewers than Raw, you know, that sort of thing. Like,
I don't know about that. They barely beaten SmackDown. They didn't even beat SmackDown. I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, whether they do or don't, in the
they'll get a bump though, because Dan Bryan apparently is going over there. Bray Wyatt apparently, possibly Adam Cole. So they'll get a little bit of a bump.
I just don't see. I will say this: the camera work in that segment was pretty good.
Oh yeah, their production is not bad from a production standpoint. That's probably the best thing they got.
It's still wrestling though. I don't know, man. I think I've seen it all. When it comes to wrestling, I've seen it all. And I just don't think there's anything else to see. Does that make sense?
I don't know, Bruce. There's still a lot of flips to do.
I've seen every flip.
You haven't seen a 450, 50, 60, 70, 100, 80 million gigabyte flash off the top rope through a flaming type, you know, off a ladder, off the fucking metal beams. More flips.
While lighting a sparkler and sticking it up his ass.
Every fucking flip you can think of, and he's flipping into a table, and the table comes back together. Then they go a lot of shit can happen, man. You haven't seen no shit. You haven't seen that shit.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you
Bruce,
are.
you haven't seen Samoa Joe versus Pete Dunne.
Dream match, in my opinion. Dream.
Okay,
match.
now, first of all, I
knew it was gonna be the one.
yeah, you couldn't pay me. Well, I don't know, maybe in Bitcoin, but you know, bro, like there ain't no way I'm sitting down to ever watch Pete Dunne to perform ever again in my life. I didn't want to see any of those characters, those performers, bro. Like that, I couldn't believe that, man. I always thought Louis Spicolli. No disrespect, but I had a hard time, you know, with guys like Louis Spicolli getting to a place where it's like, oh yeah, this is believable. You know, I'm nah. Pete Dunne can fuck off. I fucking die. I can't believe I was covering shows with that guy. And what the hell was wrong with me, bro? Like, I mean, bro, I was mental. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking about
Bruce your weight, Bruce.
Oh, yeah, well, cruiserweight division was cool in WCW back. I don't care anymore. X division was.
Yeah, one of the deadliest finger twists ever.
Oh, dude, and then here's the funny thing about it. Like, the dude's literally just gently holding his opponent's fingers, you know, in your, obviously with your forearms and your facial expressions, trying to make it look like you're wrenching on them. Very simple.
Very painful, Bruce.
Definitely not painful. There's zero pain involved. The only pain
Very
involved,
painful,
the only pain involved is watching it, and then watching a 395-pound fucking male whale in the crowd yelling, "Oh!" like at finger manipulation, dude.
That's fascinating, Bruce.
No, I'm sorry, bro. That is called that you know.
I don't even know how people walk after that, bro.
Well, you know what I would have named it? The mental health check. Because if you are in the crowd geeking out over that, get a life. You know, that's just my opinion.
Wait, Jason Momoa and Batista's got a new TV show together?
Yeah, it's on Apple TV, I think.
Yeah. I just seen an advertisement for it.
Two laid back guys. They could, you know, that could be pretty good.
I think Batista's in it too.
Yeah, he is. It's like a Viking type show.
Oh well.
You know, there's something I've realized about The Rock.
What?
He's
definitely not. But there's something that I've realized about him. He is better when he's the singular individual opposing another actor or wrestler or a group. Like he is always better when he's on his own. When you start putting him next to Kevin Hart and Emily Blunt and all these other, I mean, gosh, people could say what they want about Kevin Hart. He's had a hell of a career. You know, and Emily Blunt, she's a well-respected actress. You know, for two examples. It never comes off as natural. It comes off as entertaining when The Rock's in those situations, but not natural, if that makes sense. It's almost like The Rock is such a headstrong individual, such a motivated individual. He's got to have a level of confidence, you know, based on the work that he does put in, where he probably looks around him an awful lot at people who aren't putting in the work, and you know, whether they're seeing the results or not, he probably looks down on a lot of people. You know, so the Rock, I can almost guarantee you he does. So that's why I think it gets weird when he's interacting with these other celebrities, because I think The Rock's just a solitary dude. So him being out there in Hollywood doing this acting career, that's one of the things that's been a constant theme. I can't think of anybody in Hollywood where it's like, yeah, that's that's a perfect sidekick for him in the movies. I can't think of anyone. I'm not saying that they're bad, that Kevin Hart's bad next to him, Emily Blunt, you know, the cast of Jumanji, all these other movies. I'm not saying that they're bad next to him. It just doesn't work. He's better when he's got someone in front of him rather than alongside of him in a movie. Like when him and Vin Diesel were going at it in the Fast movie.
Are you talking about when Vin Diesel almost killed him with a wrench?
Hey man,
I thought I was gonna say.
You know, The Rock,
And Vin Diesel held back for because he wasn't trying to catch a body.
He really wasn't trying to lose his family.
You see what
Because
happened?
The Rock was the popo, so he know Rock was gonna snitch.
You see what happened? You see what happened was, bro, the back of his heel.
Sure.
Got caught on a. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like when he
Have him stop wearing church shoes in the fight.
Jeez.
Well,
I'm just kidding, bro. I will pull up the fight where he's in the prison. That was The Rock's best fight scene ever.
You talking about the one with Jason? I don't know. The one with Jason Statham. In Hobbs and Shaw, when they was like on two separate sides.
That was pretty good. That one in the prison was pretty good though. But when you think about it, like he's one of those guys that he's better off being the villain, like being the lead villain or the lead hero. Even though I think him trying to be like the hero in all these movies. Dude, I think he'd be way more revered if he started taking on roles as the villain, which I guess he's doing with Black Adam. You know?
Yeah, he's better as a co-star instead of the leader.
I'm not saying that. I if you got him in a lead spot and you put someone across from him who's interesting, I think that he's really good in that spot. But when you've got him alongside of somebody, he's not as good.
He was great in Tooth Fairy as the lead, so.
Hey man, I wouldn't know. I haven't watched it, so.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, take your word for it. Yeah.
I mean, Madison Pettis was a good secondary. That was a good movie too. The game plan.
This man just came out with a Disney movie, Jungle Cruise, that's fairly received by the audience who went to see it. So he's doing okay, guys. I'm just saying.
I mean,
he's about to be the best. He's about to be the
game
best
plan.
villain.
The game plan was a good movie.
Oh, you liked it?
No, I'm serious. The game plan was a good movie, but Jungle Cruise probably the ass.
No, it's a family movie. It's not for us, bro. It's for kids and families and shit, man. Yeah, even when you think about Statham, I'd rather see him in a movie where him and Statham are going after each other than see him in a movie where it's like him and Kevin Hart and their friends and haha, you're small, haha, you're a big guy, you can't fit through the doorway. That I like that type of dynamic, dude. That's just, I don't know, not a big fan of that. It works. It's lighthearted. It's not awful. Has Kevin Hart grown on you over the years, MG, for what he is?
I liked Kevin Hart at the beginning, but then it kind of just got repetitive.
I was gonna say it's the reverse effect with me. Over time, he's getting worse and worse.
Well, I'm still a fan of Kevin Hart. Like, I mean, I got his shoes and everything. Like, I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's tough because he hasn't had an enjoyable movie for me or enjoyable stand-up for me in a while.
Well, my favorite Kevin Hart movie, or one of them, Everybody Hates. Probably can't guess it, MG.
So fun.
What, a Kevin Hart movie, Soul Plane?
Nope.
I was about to say, yeah, so that movie funny for no reason.
Yeah, that's
Kevin Hart.
I thought he was really, really good in Grudge Match with Robert De Niro and Sylvester Stallone. Because remember, he played the promoter in that movie.
Yeah, he was.
And but I don't know why. That's not Rocky. That's not Raging Bull. Those guys are old. Who cares, dude? I thought it was a good enough story to put Raging Bull in you know the Rocky franchises together with, you know, two of the biggest name actors of all time, and then Kevin Hart steps on that set, and I thought he crushed that role.
Oh, Bruce Blitz creation.
Thanks, Bruce Blitz.
Bruce Blitz, you fucking savage.